Good morning, students. I am Jyoti CH PGT Chemistry, Telangana State Model School, Kalwala, Maupar District.
Okay, students, today we will learn why and how we have to balance a chemical reaction. And in this lesson, you have a previous knowledge that how we know that a chemical reaction is happened. If the two or more reactants are mixed, then there will be a change in the reactants state. Either the gas may be formed or heat may be changed, that means heat may be absorbed or heat may be released. And precipitate may be formed, which is the insoluble solid substance, or color change may also happen. If there are the changes like these in the reactants, then we will confirm or we will know that a chemical reaction is happened. If there are no such changes in the reactants, there are no such changes and they are as it is when they are mixed before and after, then we will say that there is no reaction between the reactants. Okay, so now today we have to know why we have to balance a chemical reaction. Why? Before that, you have to know law of conservation of mass, which you already learnt in your 9th class. In the 9th class, you know that 2 ml of lead nitrate and 2 ml of potassium iodide are taken separate. One is taken the conical flask and other one is taken the test tube. And these both are not mixed and tied to a spring balance and the weight is seen. Okay, and after that these two are mixed and again weight is seen through a spring balance. And you will know that before the reaction between the lead nitrate and potassium iodide, after the formation of lead iodide and potassium nitrate, the weight is or mass is same. That means mass of the reactants is equal to the mass of the products. It's called law of conservation of mass, or the mass before the reaction and after the reaction is same according to law of conservation of mass. Okay, so if the mass of the reactants and the products must be same. Must be same means the number of atoms of an element on the reactant side and the number of atoms of an element on the product side should be same. Then only the mass of the reactants and mass of the products will be same. See here. Here only, here in this side, N nitrogen are 2. How many nitrogens are present here? 2 nitrogens. Here in this side, product side, only 1 nitrogen. Okay, and the atomic weight of nitrogen is 40. So here the weight in the products of nitrogen is 14 grams. And here the weight because of the nitrogen is 14 plus 14, 2 nitrogens, 14 plus 14, 28 grams. Okay, so according to the law of conservation of mass, the mass of the reactants and the mass of the products should be same, but here it is not same. For the mass should be same, what we have to do? We have to make here also 2 nitrogens. So for that we have to balance a chemical reaction. Okay, we will see some examples to balance a chemical reaction. So first example is reaction of hydrogen with oxygen to form water. Reaction. In this we have to follow different steps to balance a chemical reaction, and the first step is to write the chemical equation by using symbols and formulas like this. So hydrogen's in molecular formula is H2, oxygen molecular formula is O2 and water formula is H2. So the chemical equation is H2 plus O2 gives rise to H2O, and this is unbalanced chemical equation. This unbalanced chemical equation is called skeleton equation. In the second step, you have to balance the chemical equation. Before that, hydrogen in the LHS side are 2, and on the RHS side hydrogens are also 2, 1, 2. Okay, and oxygens on the RHS side, that means reactant side are 2, and oxygens on the RHS side, that means product side, are only 1. So here the hydrogens on the LHS side are 2 and product side are also 2, means it is balanced. Then we have to balance oxygens. Oxygens are on the LHS side 2 and are on the RHS side are 1. So we have to balance oxygens here. So write the equation once again. H2 plus O2 gives rise to H2O. So as the hydrogens are already balanced, we have to balance oxygens. So in the reactant side oxygens are 2 and in the product side oxygens are 1. So now we have to write 2 in order to balance oxygen. So writing 2 is not correct. That means you are disturbing the molecular formulae. You never disturb the molecular formula. You never disturb the ratios of the atoms present in a compound. Writing 2 here is not correct. Okay? Writing 2 here is also not correct in between the molecular formula. Okay? And writing 2 here is also not correct in order to balance oxygen. You have to write 2 in the coefficient place. So now oxygens are 2 here, and this 2 is for hydrogens and also for oxygens. So now 2 oxygens on the LHS side and 2 oxygens on the RHS side. Then now you again check for hydrogens. Okay, this is a hit and trial method. You have to check once again and once again. Okay, so here 2 into 2, 2 into 2 into 2, 4 hydrogens are present on the RHS side, but in the LHS side only 2 hydrogens. So we have to balance now hydrogens. For that, keep 2 in the coefficient place. That means before hydrogen. 2H2O. Okay. See here. 2 2s are 4. 4 hydrogens on the LHS side, reactant side. 2 2s are 4. 2 into 2, 4 hydrogens on the product side. So oxygens are 2 here and oxygens are 2 here. 2 oxygen. This 2 is for this hydrogens and also for this oxygens. So now it is balanced. 4 hydrogens, 4 hydrogens, 2 oxygens and 2 oxygens. Okay. And after balancing the chemical equation, the step 3, you have to see whether these are in the simplest ratio or not. If these are not in the simplest ratio, you have to divide it by the common factor. For example, after balancing this reaction, if you got a 4H2 plus 2O2 gives rise to 4H2O. 4 to 4. Now this is not in the simplest whole number ratio. For that you have to divide this with a common factor, and common factor for 4 is 2. So for that you have to divide all these by 2. So what you will get? 2 1s are 2 2s are 2 1s are 2 2s are. So you get 2H2 plus O2 plus 2H2O. So after balancing you will get you will not get a simple whole number ratio, then you have to change into simple whole number ratio. That is the third step. And in the fourth step, finally you have to verify whether the atoms on the reactant side and the product side are same or not. So see here, 2 2s are 4 hydrogen, 2 2s are 4 hydrogen, 2 oxygens, 2 into 1, 2 oxygens. So now these are balanced. So now this is a balanced chemical equation. Say now the definition of balanced chemical equation. A balanced chemical equation is that the number of atoms on the product side and the number of atoms of different elements on the reactant side must be same. Okay? Okay. Students, we'll go for the second example, that is called combustion of propanes. Combustion of propane means propane, which has a molecular formula C3H8, is bound in oxygen O2 and which forms the products carbon dioxide CO2 and water H2O. And the skeleton equation or unbalanced chemical equation is C3H8 plus O2 gives rise to CO2 and H2O. We wrote the chemical equation in terms of symbols and formulas. Okay. So now we have to see the number of atoms of different elements on the LHS side and RHS side. See here. On the LHS side, number of carbons are 3. In the RHS side, number of carbons are 1. In the LHS side, number of hydrogens are 8. In the LHS side, number of hydrogens are 2. And oxygens in the LHS side are 2. And in RHS side are here 2. And here 1. 2 plus 1, 3. So 3. So in the step 2, we have to balance the number of atoms on the reactant side and product side by hit and trial method. So first we will balance the carbon atom other than hydrogen and oxygen. See here. Here the number of carbons are 3. Here the number of carbon is 1. So in order to make it 3 carbons, you have to place in the coefficient place. So C3H8 plus O2 gives rise to CO2 plus H2O. Where you have to keep the 3 in order to balance carbon, 3 in the coefficient place. Now we have to balance the hydrogens. So here the hydrogens are 8 and here the hydrogens are 2. So in order to balance the hydrogens, we have to keep 4 in the coefficient place before the H2O in the product side. So now it becomes 4 into 2. 4 into 2, 8. So in the reactant side 8 hydrogens, in the product side also 8 hydrogens. Now we go for oxygens. Before in the skeletal equation there are 2 oxygens in the reactant side and 3 oxygens in the product side. But now it is changed. See here only 2 oxygens and here 3 into 2. 3 into 2, not 3 plus 2, 3 into 2. 3 into 2, 6 oxygens and here 4 into 1. 4 into 1, 4 oxygens. So how many oxygens? 3 into 2, 6 oxygens plus 4 into 1, 4 oxygens. 6 plus 4, 10 oxygens are present on the product side. And in the reactant side, 2 oxygens. So in order to make 10 oxygens on the reactant side, we have to multiply 2 with 5. Okay? Very good. 5. So now C3H8 plus O2 gives rise to 3 CO2 plus 4 H2O. So in order to balance oxygens, we have to write 5 in the coefficient place. Now 5 2s are 10. Okay? Now see all the atoms. Carbons 3 in the product side. Reactants in the reactant side. Product side 3 carbons. Hydrogens 4, 8 hydrogens. Here 4 2s are 8 hydrogens. Oxygens 5 2s are 10. 10 oxygens on the reactant side. Product side 3 2s are 6 plus 4 1s are 4. So 10 oxygens on the product side. So now it is balanced. And here in the step 3, you have to check whether these are in the simplest whole number ratio or not. See 1 5 1 5 3 4. So these are in the simplest whole number ratio. If they are not in the simplest whole number ratio, then you have to divide with the common factor. So now it is the simplest whole number ratio and it is already balanced. Like once in the fourth step, it is already balanced. We will go for one more example. That iron oxide reacts with aluminium to form iron and aluminium oxide. For that we will write the in the first step we will write the chemical equation by using symbols and formulas like this. Fe2O3 plus Al gives rise to Fe plus Al2O3, which is called as unbalanced chemical equation called skeletal equation. So now we have to write the number of atoms on the NHS and RHS side. So how many atoms are present there? Fe, Al and oxygen. So Fe, there are 2 Fe's, 2, and on the reactant side, product side 1, and aluminium 1 here, 1, and here 2 aluminiums, and oxygens are 3 here and also 3 here. So oxygens are already balanced. So in the second step we have to balance the elements atoms by hit and trial method. So there are 2 irons on the LHS side and 1 iron on the RHS side. So place 2 here in the coefficient place in the RHS side. Okay. So now here 2 Fe's and 2 Fe's. Now we will go for aluminium. Aluminium is 1 on the LHS side. So place 2 here in the coefficient place before aluminium. So now here 2 irons and 2 aluminiums on the reactant side and 2 aluminiums on the product side. And oxygens are 3 on the reactant side and 3 oxygens on the product side. So now it is balanced. In third step you have to check for the simplest whole number ratio. So 1, 2, 2, 1. These are already the simplest whole number ratio. So fourth step, once again verify the number of atoms of different elements on the product side and the reactant side. 2 Fe, 2 Fe, 3 oxygens and 2 aluminiums, 2 aluminiums. So it is balanced. Okay students, practice few more examples on your own, and in the next video I will make you to know that how a chemical equation is made more informative, and we will go for the mole concept problems.